Australia, we have a strong design and engineering team. To tell us more, please welcome Ford Motor Company Group Vice President and President of Asia Pacific, Dave Schoch.
Well, thank you, Bob. Good afternoon and welcome. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today. I feel very privileged to be serving Ford's operations and partnerships in the Asia-Pacific region. And I am honored to be part of the team that is here today to share our Go Further vision for Ford Australia and New Zealand. In addition, I am very much looking forward to personally meeting you later this afternoon. A critical part of our One Ford plan has been transforming our global product development business. We are leveraging our global scale to accelerate the growth of our complete family of cars, SUVs, and commercial vehicles with affordable and smart technologies that our customers want and value around the world. Today, we have almost 1,100 very talented designers and engineers in Australia. And their role in our future growth is critical, not just for Australia and New Zealand or for the Asia-Pacific region, but for Ford globally. Our Australian team is working in a fully integrated and harmonious way with our other 3 product development centers around the world, in Europe, in North America, and in South America, all delivering a complete spectrum of product development, from research to design, and from vehicle engineering all the way through to the ultimate product launch. For the second consecutive year, Ford has invested more than $200 million in our Australian research and development facilities. This brings Ford's total R&D investment in Australia over the past 6 years to $1.9 billion. We are the largest automotive R&D investor in Australia. In addition, our Australian team continues to make a substantial contribution to the One Ford plan by designing and engineering great products for the world, like the Ford Figo, the most awarded car in India, and of course, the award-winning Ford Ranger. Let's listen in on how our product development team describe the pride and the passion they have for what they are contributing to the One Ford plan.
A car is so much more than the sum of its parts. There are so many elements. It's an art form which is so difficult to pinpoint and articulate, and that's why you can't generate a computer program that spits out cars. About experimentation and sculpture. It's why we scrape the clay and move the body mass by millimeters just to make sure that the whole thing's in perfect balance and harmony. My earliest childhood memories, I was obsessed about pushing around little toy cars, making model kits of cars. Design, and automotive design in particular, was always a passion.
When I was quite young, I loved pulling things apart and finding out how they work. Engineering, and particularly vehicle engineering, is about creating the car as people experience it, and what they feel when they're driving it, and how they interact with the car.
We really have everything here that we need to be able to design a car well and experience it, touch it, engage with it before we commit to cutting expensive tools and running it down a production line. The greater community of product development here in Australia can cover all that it takes to design a vehicle from the ground up, engineer and test it, style it, make sure that it functions and meets the requirements and the hopes and aspirations of the customers that we're designing for.
The Proving Ground in Ford Australia is a world-class facility. It's one of the most established proving grounds within the Asia-Pacific region. Coupled with the facilities that we have there are a team of engineers that know how to use those facilities, and that's a very important point.
We have a lot of talented people here who are very good at what they do, and I think this place being a centre of excellence it highlights the fact that we have that talent.
The quality of design work, the feedback that we get is that it's some of the best in the world.
It is a recognition that there is a lot of engineering expertise here in Australia. There are colleagues of ours in other countries which call us up to find out what's required, not just for the Australian market, but for also the Asia-Pacific market, because we have a lot of experience designing cars.
The LPI Falcon, the Territory are the two cars I drive day to day. I really enjoy those. But then there's the bigger products on the world scale that we've developed here, like the Figo for India and the Ranger, which is just breaking all records.
We came along with the Ranger and we suddenly were stretching the limits of these design guidelines and saying, no, we want this car to be, to be really the best that it could be, not just sort of just capable. We want it to be very capable.
I think the most exciting part of the engineering process is when you do get those issues and really putting in the hours, having something that's durable or that meets the requirements of the part.
I think we're designing really good global products, and we're furthering the idea of the Ford car and the Ford brand and keeping it relevant. We're contributing to vehicles that are going to be sold in marketplaces outside Australia and influencing automotive design beyond what is just going to be badged to Ford.
Going further for me is an extension of the old adage of good, better, best. You can always do things well, but there's usually a better way of doing something. Going further is about having the integrity to want to do that.
What I enjoy most is interacting with the teams. It's not the job in general, it's the interaction that you have, the challenges that you face, the teams coming together and not always agreeing on things initially, but coming up with the most efficient design for the customer. It's really, really rewarding.